Good afternoon, guys. I have a little extra project that you might enjoy doing that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. But I have to say first that this video is not for mammies. Mammy free zone. So if your dads want to look at the video with you, that's cool. If there's anybody else, older brothers or sisters there who want to watch it with you, that's fine. But mammies out of the room now. So pause it until they're gone, and then we will have a look at what we're going to do. Are they gone? Are they gone? Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, you've probably guessed already, and they probably guessed too, is I'm going to show you how to make a quite nice Mother's Day card, because Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday. So stay tuned and I'm going to show you what we'll need and how we're going to make it. Okay, so you're going to need some coloured card, a scissors and a glue stick. Now I know we're all supposed to be staying in our homes, so if you don't have all these things, don't panic. I'll show you how to make an alternative in a minute. But really, you are going to need the scissors, and you're going to need at least one piece of stiff enough card, okay? And we're going to use that to make the actual card part. So all you really need, if you don't have the other lots of different colours, you just need one piece of card. It doesn't even have to be coloured, just to make the actual card. If you're really stuck, you could use paper, but it just won't stand up quite as well. Okay, so one piece of card to make your actual card. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do then, we are going to take one of our bits of coloured card, hopefully pick something that has a colour that contrasts with the main card that you've used. So there's a bit of a contrast there. And you're going to cut it into 8 of these little strips. And you can see that strip is about the thickness of my little finger. So for you, you could use your little finger or maybe your middle finger, okay? So I've got it there. I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to put a good bit of glue just in the middle of it. Okay. Lid back on, always. Then I'm going to take this end and I'm going to bring it into the middle and hold it. Now you can see I'm not folding it flat. I want to leave that loop there to make it nice and 3D, and I do the same with the other end. You're going to have to hold this here for a while, especially if you're using card, because it's going to take a little while to glue, and if you don't hold it for long enough, it's going to pop back open, and that'll be a bit frustrating. So hold it there. You could count to 50. You could say, you know, 0 times 6 is 0, 1 times 6 is 6. Go up as far as 5 times 6 is 30. Just hold it for long enough to make sure that it is totally stuck down. It is going to pop open at times. It might even stick to your fingers. Just be a little bit patient, okay? Okay, so that's stuck down nicely for me, and I've gone away and I've made the other 4 ones that I need for this. I know I originally said to cut 8 strips of the coloured paper, but that's for just if you want to make a second one of these. Okay, I've also cut similar thickness strip of green, and I'm going to show you how the flower would be assembled. So I have my stem, I put one horizontally, I put one vertically, I put one diagonally, and I put one on the other diagonal. Now I am going to glue these down in a minute, but I just want to show you what it looks like first. And a little yellow dot in the center if you want. You don't need to. Now I'm going to stick my hand onto my card. Because I'm an adult, my hand looks huge on this card. It is probably a little bit too big. Yours isn't going to look that big. Okay, so important bit to note here, I am not going to put glue on every bit of this hand. This is going to be important for later. I'm just going to glue kind of where the palm of the hand would be. Alright, place it carefully. Alright, and there's a little bit sticking over the edge, and that's fine, because I can just cut that off. Okay, now, okay, so next thing I need to do is glue the flower into the hand. So I'm going to glue down my stem. Try and have it so there's a bit of the stem poking out on both sides of the hand, if you can. Okay, so I've glued my stem down, and the next thing I'm going to do is fold my fingers And you see I've left it kind of looped there, okay? It's not folded all the way down, just like your flower, because you want it to look really three-dimensional. And now it makes it look like the hand is properly holding the flower. So there's my fingers. They're all held down. A bit of glue here for the thumb. Okay, so we have a lovely 3D hand holding on to our flower. And now that's also gotten the fingers out of the way, so I have space to glue the flower here. Now, with the flower, you're going to need a lot of glue and a lot of patience, because it is card, it's going to try and pop up. So we hold down our horizontal one, we give it a few seconds, do a bit of tables, sing a song, whatever you want, then a bit of glue in the center of it, and then we have our vertical going perpendicular to that. Again, hold it for a little while, then a bit more glue. Might even be better to put the glue on the back of the bit that's been stuck down. Go diagonal, hold it for a while. Last one on the other diagonal, hold it for a while, and then finally my center. Now you can see that last bit I glued down is trying to pop off already, so that just goes to show I didn't hold it for long enough. So again, hold it for a while, give it a good press, not enough of a press to flatten the flower, because that will defeat the whole purpose of making it 3D. And after a while, voila, it is done. And then you can write Happy Mother's Day on it, you can write whatever message you want in the middle, and there you go. Now I'm conscious that we have some twins in the class, and you might want to work on this together, or you might want to make your own one, and you might not want it to look exactly like that of your siblings. So here's another alternative to the hand. You can see I've done a fairly similar flower, and I've done another one, and any of you can try this flower. That's just by making little cylinders out of card and sticking them down. But just maybe to do something a bit different from the hand, I thought we could put this one in a vase or a pot. So what I've done, I've gotten a piece of, again, contrasting coloured card. I've measured it against my card to see how it fits, and then very importantly, I folded a flap here and a flap here. Okay, they're very important because that's where your glue is going to go. Then, I mean, if you want, if it's going to be a pot or a vase, you could, you know, decorate it. You could do a pattern on it. You could do polka dots. You could do squiggles, whatever you want. But basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a bit of glue. Okay, and I'm going to put a good bit along that flap that I folded. Agus an ceanella. Okay, then I'm going to give this a bit of a curve. I'm going to stick it down first one flap. Okay, smooth it down. Then the other. And so there I have just another 3D option. Okay, so those are my two 3D Mother's Day cards. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I don't have any of this stuff at home, what am I going to do? So you don't need that coloured card or art supplies. Here is an alternative that I've made. I have used newspaper, and a shopping bag that I had lying around. Okay, so what I did was I cut out the inside of the shopping bag, this nice black card, okay, because it's nice and stiff. I used my newspaper and a bit of white paper for contrast, and look what I made. The same card, but in a black and white colour palette, okay? So we've got our black and white hand newspaper. I did white stems for contrast, and you can see here, if you want, you can find coloured parts from the newspaper to use instead. But look, there's just a little alternative if you don't have the stuff lying around at home. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you feel like giving that a try, go ahead. Just a little thing to remember, This time, don't post it to Seesaw, because if you post it to Seesaw, your mother's going to see it. So maybe keep this one under your hat until Mother's Day. For Mother's Day, if I could give you one top tip, it would be this. Find out what job your mother hates doing. Everybody has a job in the house they hate doing. I don't mind hoovering, I don't mind cooking, I don't mind putting stuff into the dishwasher, but for some reason I just hate taking stuff out of it. And any time I go to that dishwasher and I find out that somebody has done it for me, it just puts a little smile on my face. So maybe that would be a top tip for you for Mother's Day. Find out what job she hates and do it for her.